For the New York Giants, this is the biggest game of the year. The Eagles have been a very, very good football team with Carson Wentz. They were the first team to show the world that the Vikings maybe not as good as people think, especially on the road. They score 25 points a game. The Giants offense has yet to have that 40-point, magical, everything's cooking game. I'm not sure if they're capable of that, by the way, without a real tight end, without a running game. But Eagles-Giants at 1 o'clock at MetLife Stadium is the game of the year for the Giants.
It's kind of funny how you perceive it.
And I can't wait for it, by the way.
Well, you're going. I know you're going, and it's going to be a great atmosphere over there. Should be a great day, by the way. That's Marathon Sunday. But here's the thing. You see the Philadelphia Eagles one way because you're here in New York and you see their record. You've heard a lot about Carson Wentz. Well, Carson Wentz the last couple of weeks has not been the Carson Wentz that we saw early in the season. It's really been, they're calling him check down Carson down there in Philadelphia. And the reason they're calling him that is because I think Doug Peterson and, my buddy Frank Reich are trying just to kind of calm things down around him. They lost Lane Johnson, their big offensive tackle, to a suspension. That has been the biggest loss they've had because when he was on the team and they were whole as an offensive line, they were as good as any offensive line in football, but they lost him, and now they are really struggling. The pressure's getting to him. He's making some bad mistakes. He's misreading defenses. And look, it's 7 games in. He's had some really good moments, some really flat moments, but they're just trying to manage him right now.
This game is huge, though, for both teams because if you want to give Dallas a W against the Browns, I think it's fair to do.
Yes.
They will beat Cleveland. The winner of this game is still 2 games back. The loser puts themselves in an awful position of being 3 games out with 8 games to play in the NFC from a standpoint of winning a division. It's nearly impossible to do that.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. And it's kind of like Rex Ryan conceding the AFC East to the Patriots.
Right.
Here's the thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, though. Their wide receivers are killing them. I mean, they have dropped a lot of footballs. And like I was telling Alan, Jerry this morning, they're, I think, 3rd in the league in terms of drops. And I mean, drops like right in their hands. I did their game against Chicago, and that's where Jay Cutler got hurt. They actually had a really good game. Carson Wentz probably should have thrown 2 other touchdown passes that were dropped. I mean, right in their hands. So they've had problems there, but they can run the ball, and they'll come up with a good plan against the Giants. But as Landon Collins said, the last time we saw the Giants, he had a monster game.
Yes, he did.
It was over London, and I just personally think that kid is ready to take it to the next step.
Well, listen, bottom line is this.
If that defense is the defense that we saw against the Rams, then, Carson Wentz will struggle this week at MetLife Stadium.
Well, the Giants said, listen, you're at home, you're tied, you're coming off a bye week, everything's working in your favor, you have to win the game.